The one talking point which has been talked about a lot, Austin Trusty's red card. I'm going to dive right in. How did you guys see it?
To be honest with you, I don't think he's got any complaints, really. I mean, I know it's kind of subjective, and I know some people are seeing it's like the old kind of that thing with the dress, whether it's a green or is it gold and all that stuff. People see it the way they want to see it. I thought the force they used was disproportionate. I know people say it's like this thing happens at corner kicks all the time, but you don't see people getting karate chopped at corner kicks all the time. I thought he used disproportionate. I mean, listen, I think Jamie McGrath made a bit of a meal of it. Yeah. But it's right. The only thing is, it's right in front of the referee, so he's got a better judge of the force than anyone, and he never bothered his backside at that point in time. So that's the only caveat. Yeah. I think you see it again, you think, oh, it's a wee bit over the top, really, to kind of hit down, swipe down with that kind of force. So I know Celtic appealed it, and it might be that I can't see them being successful, to be honest with you. But for me, I thought he was risking a red card, and yeah.
For me, it was a bit of just a kind of moment of madness. It was just a bit of head loss again from Trusty. I think am I right in saying that's happened before with him this season? There was definitely an incident where he kind of reacted in a similar fashion. Perhaps not a karate chop, but he did react angrily to being kind of man-held at a corner kick, and I think he'd get away with it.
He won the halfway line at some point. He was getting a tough half of round, and he kind of bundled somebody to push somebody over on the halfway line and get away with it because it was a halfway line.
So, I mean, I think, to be honest, I think the referee, from what I've seen, he was going over basically to break the two of them up. And then VAR has obviously intervened. He's got a second look at it through the TV replays. And to be honest, I don't think you can have any real complaints once you see what happened with the benefit of VAR. So it was just a moment of head loss, a moment of stupidity, and he'll regret it, because if Celtic, as we probably expect, fail their appeal, then he's out for the Rangers game. That leaves Martin O'Neill with a huge headache at the back, because you've got two inexperienced defenders now in Dane Murray and Benjamin Arthur, and one of them's going to have to be lobbed in alongside Liam Scales. So he's not only cost his team against Hibs, but he's also left him with a huge problem going to Ibrox.
He's a silly boy. I mean, I think away won in the League Cup semi-final against Rangers when he left his boot in. Yeah. I know there wasn't any force in that, but he got away with that one a wee bit. And you sometimes think that football and karma, sometimes catches up with you. Yeah. And he never got away with this one. Again, but caught out at Tynecastle as well. Listen, he is an absolute enigma. Yeah. Austin Trusty, when he's under the cosh, I think he's a good siege defender. Seen it in Europe. Yeah. When he's switched on, he can be very good. A good box defender when there's balls coming in. But he's capable of moments of complete and utter kind of mind loss when he completely brain freezes. So it seems to be when he's good, he's very good, but when he's bad, he's pretty woeful. There's nothing in between with him. I think, but he's cost his team big time. If he doesn't play at Ibrox, he's cost his team big time.
Like Mick says, the strange thing is, in certain games in Europe, I'm not being funny, but he's imperious. I mean, that game against Bologna was outstanding. It's one of the best, if not his best performances in a Celtic jersey.
Atalanta.
Him and Liam Scales at the back. But then, fast forward to domestic duties, and it just seems a bit of I'm going to say a behind bombs here's too much, but it just seems pretty vulnerable at times. And it's as if, it's a night and day performance from how he performs in Europe to how he deals with the domestic demands. So, but at the same time, listen, Celtic, with the benefit of hindsight now, well, perhaps not with the benefit of hindsight, I think a lot of people were perhaps surprised that they didn't go and sign a more experienced centre-back with Cameron Carter-Vickers ruled out for the season. But now this is what they're left with, as I said, Dane Murray, 22, and Benjamin Arthur, who I think's only played 4 senior games in his entire career. So they'll just have to make do with what we've got. But it's I think Trusty will look back on that, and hopefully his lessons will be learned.
Another example of Celtic cannot do anything. They can't do right for doing wrong. They bring back Stephen Welsh from his loan spell at Motherwell, where he's been fantastic all season. Playing a cup tie, so can't go anywhere else apart from Motherwell. He takes a huff, ends up back at Motherwell, and meanwhile Motherwell have got a better defensive record than Celtic this season by far. I think 10 league goals less than Celtic this year, and Celtic are now going to Ibrox with the prospect of a young Dane Murray who he's been good at times, but in a couple of Bobby League games, Tynecastle early in the season was one of them, and you get Benjamin Arthur, who we just don't know. He's played 1 or 2 games for Brentford in the cup, not a league game. He's played a bit of a game for Celtic, then going to, I mean, Ibrox, one of the most intimidating atmospheres in global football. And you think Celtic, and then Stephen Welsh is 26, and people talk about Scotland in World Cup squads. Is it currently on Mull, who could end up finishing above Celtic the league, by the way it's going. So it maybe just sums up Celtic's season. Like everywhere they turn, they seem to be walking into walls.
Just to finish on the Hibs game, there was a couple of other contentious moments. Liam Scales definitely looked like he was due a penalty with 15 minutes to go. Jack Iredale just about removed his shirt. Are we in agreement that probably was a penalty?
I'm not too convinced, to be honest.
I think if it's given a penalty kick, I don't think VAR's not going to overturn it. But so that's why VAR's not involved, because it's probably subjective. I think it probably is a penalty kick.
Yeah,
I would say that was a penalty kick.
We've seen them given. To be honest, I'm not entirely convinced. But if it was given, then I wouldn't. I don't think there'd be too much debate over it. But at the same time, I'm just not entirely convinced that it was a clear and obvious mistake to go to that.
Yeah, it's another example of desperation mistakes that Celtic were kind of found themselves on the weekend. And listen, I don't think Celtic played the worst they've played in the last 6 weeks against Hibs. I thought at times, the second half for 15 minutes, I thought they were pretty good. And then some of the first half wasn't so hot, but maybe 10 minutes before half time, then after half time, the substitutions I thought didn't help the team. Obviously, Chamberlain at a gas was a big loss. And then the red card, obviously, there's no way back from that point. And Celtic just happened to find themselves against a better calibre team, and having struggled against poorer teams for weeks, get punished by a better team. And that's the worry for Celtic, because they're now going to a spell where they're playing against better teams, and they're showing very little signs of form or confidence or cohesion, or not very clinical in either box. The defence is porous. So it's just another example of a bad day that's been coming for Celtic, I think.